Hey! I had mallards coming in. Figure we could use this to this time as I'm paddling. Talk a little bit about hunting ethics. You know, seems to be a big topic with people. And you know, I'm not trying to bring up anything to burn anybody or, you know, make somebody look bad or whatever. There's no name calling, no nothing there. But my question is it okay to swat birds on the water? Give them the old water swat. You know, I grew up, I've been duck hunting since the time I was 10 years old, and in my family, water swatting was okay, as long as it was reasonable. You know, especially the youngsters, when you were a kid, you know, if a bird worked in and it landed in the decoys, that was kind of like, that was a bird for the kids to shoot, you know. And I know there's a lot of controversy about swatting birds on the water. I think it has all to do with what you're shooting. You know, I think what kind of duck it is too. Because I've had problems with some of the divers that even at closer ranges, when you go to swat them, they're such a tough bird that they don't just swat. You know, you hit them and they dive on you. You know, as to where mallards and widgeon and pintails and gadwall, teal, you know, they all swat pretty easy. You know, I'm gonna say within 25 yards, you know, maybe 30. If you've got your gun figured out, you've got a good choke set up, you know how your gun patterns, I don't see why 30 yards is an unreasonable distance to swat a bird. You know, you get over that, I think you're kind of asking for cripples. You know, birds that are going to get away from you, they're going to dive. But, you know, sometimes you have to give them a double tap when you're swatting them. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about swatting birds. Thing that I think is, I don't know, kind of misleading is people that when they don't duck hunt, you know, everybody's like, oh, it's more sporting to take them out of the air. And I absolutely agree. I think shooting birds out of the air is a lot funner than swatting birds, you know. Not to say that I don't swat birds. I swat them all the time, you know. They come into the decoys and they sit there, especially if it's a big duck. You know, heck yeah, if I think I can kill it on the water, I'm gonna shoot it. So, one time, I was looking around for a duck club to join, and it was called Double Down, I think, Double Down Duck Club. And I'm not, you know, I'm not faulting this person that I talked to on the phone. I didn't meet him in person. I just called about the ad in the paper and was like, you know, hey, I'm interested in your duck club, what's the deal? He informed me that they do not swat birds, and before you're allowed to shoot, you have to have two birds land in the decoys, hence the name Double Down. And I get it, you know, when you're an old timer and you've shot ducks, you've probably shot hundreds, thousands of them, who knows. You know, I can understand that mentality. You're trying to make it more challenging for yourself. You know, and that's the thing with duck hunting, you know, we're always trying to evolve and, you know, change things up, do different things, use different tactics. So I get it. You know, I belonged to one duck club in my life, and it seemed like every time I went out there, I was either pissing somebody off because I wasn't there, I wasn't in my my blind 2 hours before daylight, 2 hours before shooting time, or whatever their time limit was. I was always in trouble because I quacked at a duck that was passing by when I shouldn't have, and people, you know, I didn't put out enough decoys. I put out too many decoys. You know, they don't like me yelling at my dog. Just things like that, you know. I shot when they had birds working and I messed it up for them, you know. But I gotta be honest, I've always kind of enjoyed the public land hunting a lot better. Not to get off on a side note there, but anyway, with water swatting, my whole mentality about swatting a bird on the water is the fact that, you know, if you're an archery elk hunter, okay, you've got your bow, you've got all your fancy clothing, you know, you got your pack, got all your arrows, you know, you probably have a high dollar release, you know, you're working your butt off, you go out in the woods, you bugle an elk in, you got this big bull elk coming in, and let's say he stops 20 yards in front of you, or 15 yards in front of you, whatever the distance may be. You're not gonna clap and scream and make that elk run before you fling an arrow at it. That doesn't make that archery hunter unsporting. You did the work. It's the same for duck hunting. At least in my opinion, if I get up at 3 in the morning, I load my truck up with all my decoys, my kayak, my boat, whatever it might be, you know, I've got the money invested, the time, I'm putting in the effort, I paddle a half a mile out into the bay, down the river, wherever it might be, I'm wading in waist deep water when it's 34 degrees out in the middle of the dark night, and throwing decoys out, and I'm cutting brush and making a blind, and I've got all my calls, and you know, how is that unsporting if some ducks happen to like your spread, they fly into it and land, and at a reasonable distance you can swat them on the water? You know, I say go for it. I don't understand how that's unsporting. And what about the people that like to live a subsistence lifestyle? Okay, we like to eat wild game. You know, I don't duck hunt just because I love to shoot ducks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that part of it. I love what I'm doing right now. I'm out here paddling around, it's beautiful outside. But I love to eat duck. I just don't understand the mentality of how somebody would call somebody out for swatting a bird on the water. You know, saying that they're not a real duck hunter. So, I don't get that, you know. Not everybody's got access to private land where they've got thousands of mallards flying in on their spread and they get to go hunt 4 days a week, you know. And, you know, they get a limit of birds almost every time they go out. You know, granted, maybe they're spending $10,000 a year on leases and whatnot, but that doesn't make them a bad hunter either. I think that type of hunting is acceptable as well. I just feel that sometimes people, they come from different walks of life, and a lot of people like to judge, you know, what makes a good hunter, what doesn't. Anyway, that's just my little spiel. I'm almost back to the boat ramp. Getting a little bit of current here I gotta paddle against, but anyway, you guys tell me what you think about that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to kill any ducks in this video, and that's why I'm kind of going on this little rant. Have some material to work with here. But anyhow, water swatting, what do we think about that? I don't want to have anybody leave any nasty comments, but by all means, speak your voice, leave your opinion, so tell me and everybody else what your take on that is. What a great day though, man. Anyhow, I just want to say thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content, as I will be trying to upload more and more videos. I've kind of had some troubles with my equipment as of lately, fighting camera issues and things like that. Memory cards going kaput on me and losing data. My old desktop computer's about 5-6 years old now, and it's just really not up to snuff for doing some of this video editing. It takes forever. Hopefully everything will just keep getting better and better. Tell me what you guys think, and please like and subscribe if you would. Lets me know that I'm doing something okay. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down, I don't care. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Stay safe out there, enjoy your season of hunting, and get after it. Oh, look, there's a little bit of current right here.